Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be unboxing the latest expansion to the Arkham horror card game, Return to the Night of the Zealot. Now, I was really excited when I heard the announcement for this expansion because I'm sure just like you guys, I really like the base game of Arkham Horror. You know, in this game, I learned how to play this system and I got introduced to these really cool detective-like characters. And the story that was in it, I mean, it's a little short. You probably could play it, you know, if you really wanted to, you could play the whole thing in a real long afternoon or like a full evening of gameplay. But the story was good, it was just a little short. So thankfully, you know, later on Fantasy Flight, they released an official expansion, which was the Dunwich Legacy. And a lot like the base game, it introduced us to new characters and new locations, this time on the New England coast in America. And it had a story that was, you know, similar in length to the story that came in the base game. But what they also did was they would release these mythos packs that continued to tell that story. And I think there was a total of 6 of those packs that came out for the Dunwich Legacy. This is the packaging for the Essex County Express, which was one of my favorite expansions for Dunwich Legacy. So once that story got all wrapped up, they released the next expansion, which was the Path to Carcosa. And again, you got new characters to play with and new locations. And just like Dunwich, there was mythos packs that came out for the Path to Carcosa to tell that longer story. And now we're working our way through the Forgotten Age. Yet again, another story with new characters and new locations and tweaks on the gameplay. And you can see mine's still in the shrink wrap. I mean, I haven't even gotten around to playing this one at all. So when they announced that they were going to return back to the original, Return to the Night of the Zealot, that original story that was in the base game, I think a lot of people were really excited because they liked the base game. It was just that it was shorter in gameplay and in story than what we were getting in those expansions. So let's go ahead and clear the table off and open up this box and see what we've got. All right, so let's take a look here. Looks like a good spot right there to get this opened. Take this shrink wrap off. You know, I already feel that nice linen cloth finish on the box. So, you know, I'm always pretty happy with Fantasy Flight and their quality of the, you know, the product that they produce. So let's just take a look here at the artwork. You can see here that this artwork is very much the same artwork that's on the base game on the cover. Here we got some things that are a little different. So I don't know, these look to be artwork from some of the cards. So that's Daisy, one of our investigators from the base game. This looks like the artwork from the Guts card, probably Bulletproof Vest. And I know that one's familiar, but I think that's actually probably from the Dunwich Legacy. If you know the name of that card or that character, put it down in the comments below. Let's see, what else we got? So on this side, we got some creatures. Looks like, yeah, got different creatures here that we're probably going to have to face against. There's some more cool looking artwork. And then on this side, I thought this was pretty cool. They make it look like that old card catalog from the library. So you got to go back probably, what, to the 1970s, early 80s. You would see those in a library. But that's pretty cool. All right, and then here on the bottom, got Lita from the original game, and you know, a bunch of flavor text and blah 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 about what you're gonna get in the game. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can get this top off. Okay, all right, there goes that. And so here's the inside of the box. So different style rules sheet than what we're used to seeing. So it looks to be fairly simple. We'll just put that off to the side for now. Insert here And let's see here. All right, so now we got 2 packs of cards. So here we've got probably the agenda and act deck, location cards, and then player cards. And then part of the marketing of this was they were saying like, oh, we're going to give you this really nice little box that you can store your complete Arkham Horror, card game in. But of course, if you're really a big fan of this game, you've got way more cards than that will ever fit in this box if you've got all the expansions and Mythos packs. So I guess in theory, sure, you could use this to store the base game and the expansion. But I gotta say, I mean, I think for me, I'm probably not gonna do that. Maybe at the end of this video, I'll show you how I got my collection stored and sorted. Anyway, so it's a nice box, but yeah, this is just an insert here. So it's empty. There's nothing. So basically, you get this big box for these 2 little things. So I'm going to put this box off to the side, put the insert back in there, put that up there. Okay, so these are dividers for your cards. So here, let me get this open. All right, and so here's what the dividers look like. They're about the same thickness as the cards that come in the game, but you see they got the titles of the encounter decks. So the Gathering, the Midnight Masks, and Cult of Umerdorf. I totally said that wrong. The Devourer below. So actually, what I think this is actually the order that the story goes in. Is it goes in the Gathering. That's scene 1. Scene 2 is the Midnight Mask, which I really like this scene. This is actually probably one of my favorite scenes of all of Arkham Horror that I've played. And then the Devourer below, which I will say is probably one of the harder ones that I've tried to play. And then the rest of these are for sorting out all the different encounter decks. So you see you got the little symbol up there and then the name of that group of cards. So got the Rats, the Chilling Cold, Striking Fear. Well, that's kind of cool. Actually, I just now noticed that there's like a watermark as well of the symbol. Ancient Evils, the Dark Cult, and so forth and so on. So we will put these off to the side for now. And let's take a look here at this pack of cards. Let me just get these open. All right, so take that, got the blue dot on there. That means something like it's official, like this has never been opened or something like that before. I forget. If you know what the blue dot means, put that down in the comments below. That'd be pretty cool to be able to read about that. All right, so let's take a look here. So we've got all these different player cards. So we'll sort those off. So there's one stack. And then let me do this off camera because I don't want to do any spoilers for you. So these look to be different encounters. So we won't get into that. Okay, yeah. Wow, there's a good amount of stuff here. All right, here, I'm just going to show you like that. So that's all new stuff for like encounter decks. But I'm not going to go into any of that because, I don't know. I don't really want to look at it right now until I start playing the game. And so if you're the same way, I don't want to spoil it for you. And then here you go. You've got the card that sets up the agenda and act deck. So Return to the Gathering. And I'm just shuffling through here and I can see, yeah, it's got new locations. Well, I don't know if they're new locations, but they're new location cards. And so you can get an idea here. That's about yay thick. Return to the Midnight Masks. So that's kind of cool. There's some iconography on here. So I think it's saying probably something to the effect of like, originally you would use these. So replace it with that or something to that effect. Okay. And then lastly, Return to the Devourer below. All right, so that's cool. So yeah, I don't want to show too much of that because I don't want to spoil too much, but I did want to take a look at these cards because I don't know, these are spoiler light. I mean, these are cards that before you jump into the story, you could look at this because this is, I think these are all cards that you can upgrade to, meaning like these are not level, I don't know, they call them level 1 or level 0. These pips right here. So if there's no pips, you can put those in your starter deck. But if there's a pip, typically you're not allowed to do that unless you upgrade your deck using experience that you've accumulated in the game. So I believe the deal is that all of these cards, and I think there's 20 of them, are new upgrade cards to complement the existing cards that already came with the base game. So let me pause the camera here because I'm going to take a look at this and then compare them and do a side-by-side comparison to the card that came in the base game. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, so I got all the cards set up here. And what I did was I stacked them. So on the top is actually the card that came with the base game. And then underneath it are the upgrades. And so what it looks like what they did was for each character class or class type, they gave us 2 new upgrade cards. So let's go ahead and go through these here. So we'll start with Hard Knocks. So you're going to see that this is sleeved. That's just because I'm in the middle of playing a game with a detective that is using Hard Knocks. And I don't sleeve the game as a whole, but usually my player deck, I sleeve it mainly just because it's just easier to keep it straight, like what's going on in my storage box. So here we can see this is the base Hard Knocks, and then I'll just put right next to it. This is the new and improved one that comes with the expansion. So you can see originally it cost 2, now it costs nothing. It's a level 2 card because it's got 2 pips. You see that originally it was gives you a skill of fighting and evading, but now it doubles that up with those icons, so that's pretty sweet. And then it was a talent card, so you could spend 1 resource and get +1 fight for your skill test, or you could spend a resource and get +1 evade for your skill test. And let's see, this looks to be the same. Spend 1 resource, get +1 fight for your skill test. Spend 1 resource, get +1 evade. So there you go. So a little bit of the subtle differences. And here I'll try and zoom in, but there's a little symbol down there. You can tell that it's different than this. So that lets you know that this is from the base game and this is from the expansion. All right, let's put these off and let's take a look at Hot Streak. All right, so there is the original, and then here's the upgraded card. So originally it was a cost of 3 and it was a level 4. Now it's a cost of 5 and it's a level 2. And originally it was wild carded for the skill. Now it is, oh shoot, I always forget these things. The head is willpower, I think. Yeah, willpower. And you gain 10 resources for playing this event. And the same deal can be said here. All right, so the benefit is that instead of being a level 4, it's a level 2. So you could get this into your deck quicker with less spending of experience points. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go over to the Mystic and we'll see what they got. So Mind Wipe. Originally cost of 1, same thing here in the upgrade. And it's a level 1 in the base game and a level 3 in the expansion. Got the same skill test icons. And let's see here, it's a fast play after the phase begins. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Treat the chosen enemy's printed text box as if it were blank, except for traits until the end of the phase. And let's see, this looks to be like there's more verbiage here. So you get to fast, play after the phase begins, so that's the same. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Until the end of the phase, reduce the chosen enemy's damage and horror values by 1, and treat its printed text box as if it were blank, except for traits. So Very cool. Much more powerful mind wipe. Arcane Studies. There's the one from the base. Same thing. This one's in a sleeve because my character is using it right now. So it was a cost of 2. It was a level 0. Now it's a level 2, but it's a 0 cost. You can see they doubled up on the skill test icons. And it appears to be the same deal. Spend 1 resource, increase your willpower by 1. Spend a resource, increase your knowledge or investigation skills by 1. And so the same deal here. Okay. Go over here to the survivor, the old rabbit's foot. Still costs 1. Here's the upgraded. It's a level 0, but now it's a level 3 asset. Wild carded skill check. But you can see there's a bunch more verbiage here. So let's take a look here. After you fail a skill test, you exhaust the rabbit foot, you get to draw a card. But now, what you get to do is after you fail a skill test, you exhaust the rabbit foot, and you search the top X cards of your deck for a card. You draw it and shuffle the remaining cards into your deck. And then the X is the amount that you failed by. Oh, very cool. So here you would just draw the top card. Here you can actually, look through a bunch of cards and get more of a choice. So very cool. And you can see that this is a piece of apparel that you would wear around your neck. Amulets, I believe is what they call it. All right, what else we got? Dig Deep. So originally in the base game, cost 2. It was a level 0 asset. Now it costs nothing. It's a level 2 asset. And doubles up again on the skill icons. I really like that because I use that a ton in the game, like where I'm just like doing a skill check and I'm like, I need to cash it in. So that's really cool, like that. This one was spend a resource. You can increase your willpower and your evading skills, either or. Same thing here on the upgraded card. So again, doesn't cost much to get it out into play, and you've got that flexibility of those additional icons. So that's Dig Deep. All right, everybody's favorite card, I'm sure, is Dynamite, Dynamite Blast. So originally it was a level 0 card. It was a cost of 5. Now it's a cost of 4, so that's kind of nice. It's a level 2. You get an additional skill icon of fighting, which makes sense, right, since it's dynamite. And some different verbiage here. So originally, choose either your location or a connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. Okay. Now you get to choose either your location or a connecting location. Same thing. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. However, what's different now is this action does not provoke actions of opportunity. So that's pretty sweet because, in the game, if you're engaged with an enemy or, that you got to do certain things to that enemy, because if you don't, they're going to take an attack of opportunity and do some hurting on you. So this is cool. This is a way to kind of like sneak in there and throw some dynamite and catch them off guard. So that could be a very cool, useful card. All right, physical training. Let's see what we got here. And all right, okay, so this is a cost of 2 originally. Now it's a cost of 0, level 0 originally, level 2 in the new one. Again, doubling up on those icons. Spend 1 resource, increase your willpower and your fighting, or fighting, I should say, and same deal here. All right, and now we're going to move into, I've forgotten what this investigator is called. What's this class called? Oh, they're all the bookworms, and they're really smart at looking stuff up. Researchers? That's probably not right. Okay, well, I'm drawing a blank. But the Barricade card. So originally, it was a 0 cost event, level 0. Now it's a 0 cost event, level 3. You can see it's got the same skill icons. Attached to your location, non-elite enemies cannot move into the attached location. forced. When an investigator leaves the attached location, you discard the barricade. Now, wow, it gets into some fine print here. That's like some of the finest print that I've seen on any of these cards. All right, attached to your location, non-elite enemies cannot move into or spawn at attached location. Each time an enemy would spawn at attached location, spawn it at a connecting location instead if able. Forced. When the investigator leaves attached location, discard the barricade. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I was reading all that out loud and it wasn't really seeping into my brain. So hopefully you caught the nuances of why this is the new improved barricade. All right, and last here, we've got the hyper awareness. So it was a cost of 2 level 0 asset card. Now it's a cost of 0 level 2 asset card, doubling up on those skill icons. And the same deal as we've seen before for each of the other classes is spend a resource, you get +1 of either or your ability to search or your evade skill. And the same thing is true on the expanded edition card. So there we go. So that's very cool. So each class, they get 2 cards. Each class is going to get an upgraded asset card for, spending some resources to improve their skill checks. And then they get like a really cool little specialty card. Yeah, so that is the overview of the cards. I don't know if you got a favorite one or something like that. Maybe put that down in the comments below. Or I don't know, maybe there was one that you were just like really disappointed with. Put that down in the comments below. Cool. I'd like to see the comments and read them just to have like a little conversation about board games. It's kind of a lot of fun. Okay, so what else do we want to do? The last thing I was going to do is I was just going to show you so again, Fantasy Flight, they said, cool, you can use this box and you can put everything in there for your Arkham Horror, Night of the Zealot, Return of the Night of the Zealot, gameplay. Put all your cards in this box. But I got all my cards in another box that include all the expansions and Mythos packs. So I just wanted to show you that too. So let me clear this stuff off the way. All right, well, this is it. This is my big, ugly box that I put all my Arkham Horror stuff in. So you can see it's nothing really fancy, and actually I can't fit it all onto the camera. But here, I'll take the cover off, put that down on the floor. And all right, so I got a little notepad that I take some notes on. I got all the different rules and the different campaign guides that come with each of the expansions. I got this off of Board Game Geek. This was, here, I'll kind of show you a little bit of the ones I haven't done yet for Path to Carcosa. These were some simple divider cards that I used. I printed them out for the other Mythos packs and expansions. I just like to get the little icon. So here's how I got it all sorted, which I'm sure is nothing unique. I'm sure a lot of people sort their card games like this. But yeah, this is just like one of those things that you'd use for trading cards or magic cards. And I got these dividers here. So I put all of the encounter decks, like your act deck and agenda decks. I put those all on this side. So you can see like here's all the stuff for the original Devourer below. And then I've got it for all the expansions. So I can flip through and find those. Here's where I put all the different encounter decks. So like here's something, the original Dissonant Voices and so forth. I got all that stuff here. Yeah, I use these little silo Dixie cup things, I don't know, that you put your salad dressing in. I put all my tokens into these things. All right, got that there. Down here, these are all the the guides to all the Mythos packs. And then I've got my ongoing campaign right here. I put that in sleeves. So this is my investigator deck. Doing, Jenny Barnes at the moment is who I'm playing with. And I'm running through the Dunwich Legacy again. And then all of these are the different character class cards that I've collected. So I just sort them by class. So like there's all the cards for the Mystics. Put that back. In the back here, I got my Curse of the Rougarou, which is just standalone adventure. And then here's the Carnival of Horrors, a standalone. I got this one sleeved because the printing on this one was like a print on demand type of situation. And I don't know, the quality of the card just wasn't that good. Here, let me show you Curse of the Rougarou. I might have had it like way up here and you couldn't even see it. So there's Curse of the Rougarou. Oh, then we got some velvet bags here. I think I took that out of obviously an Eagle Griffins game. I wonder which one that was. Anyways, I got my chaos tokens are in there that I'm using. And then I like to use simple meeples to track my characters around the board. Well, it's not really a board. When you set up all the cards for the locations, I use the little meeples to keep track of that, as opposed to, well, I probably won't be able to find it, the little mini cards that you normally would use to track your detectives. Okay, well anyways, I just wanted to show you this. I'm sure you guys have similar storage solutions for your card games and such. So I hope you liked the unboxing. Again, I'll put that right up there. Return to the Night of the Zealot. I hope you found this useful and it was good to go through the cards. And yeah, if you got any questions or feedback or comments or something like that, just put them down below. Also, I'm on Twitter, so if you look for @Tremor1776, you can hit me up on Twitter if you got any questions or comments. All right, cool. Until the next one, take it easy.